Well, you see the game, you know what I mean, Wags? We got some situational stuff. We got to be super smart as a team because you got to tackle, but you can't tackle for 3 weeks or
Yeah,
four
right.
weeks. And so we got different periods where it's full live on goal. Some periods are thud. Some periods are tag off. So we just got to be smart where we can take care of one another, but you got to see who can make plays, who can run through a tackle, who can tackle somebody in open field. So it's an important time to kind of see just everything, what I mean,
Right.
just how, because we feel good about some guys, they look good in shorts and
hmm
shells. Then you find out tomorrow, some of those things.
Freshman, obviously, I've seen a few getting reps here and there, starting to get familiarized with some names. You still getting after them and trying to get them to understand run to drills? You don't walk. I mean, these guys are brand new and they don't know the rules necessarily. You can't provide them an indoctrination sheet. They'd learn it out here, don't they?
Yeah, they learn out here. Obviously we're trying to coach them up, but the big guys they learn it from our other players,
Okay.
the veterans. They see the drills, they see the intensity that you got to go to a drill with. And so I just think by example, if you walk or if you don't play at the pace that we play at, you'll stick out.
Right.
And
Right.
so the biggest teacher of our culture are our older players.
Right. I'm writing a little something about Lieutenant Colonel Green, now retired. I know you went to his retirement ceremony. It was pretty cool the other day, last week. Just kind of talk about RB. You brought him onto the coaching staff, but the retirement is a major thing. The guy was a career Marine Corps officer, and now he's making a transition in life. Your thoughts?
Well, I know there are some thoughts by some that, why you're hiring a inexperienced coach.
Right.
Why don't you go find somebody from the NFL, find somebody from
Career college guy.
yeah, or somebody from the Power Six or whatever. But I know RB. He was here. He's a developer of men. He played football. He's a smart guy. He's a way better leader than I am. He's led people in the battle. You know what I mean? And so there was no doubt in my mind if an opportunity came when he came back, that I'd hire him on the field if an opportunity, arose. He was able to do it as a military liaison and coach on the field, so I saw how he was. But the relationships that he's built with players, the cool thing, like you said, is retirement, just the guys that have come back throughout the years. He's touched so many guys from former players that he played with and through all up the ranks. But when he first came back, Scott, when did he come back? 6 years ago? He changed the culture of our program. Him, Gunny,
Bryce
Bryce.
to some extent.
Yeah, Bryce. Bryce started, all of those guys, but our relationship in the hall was much better. Just recognize, hey, we're more than football players. Do what you're supposed to in the hall. Fitz, our strength coach. All in that time frame, the company officers and people come and work out here in the weight room. But a lot of that started with RB. He's just a great person. He was able to build bridges with the hall, build bridges with our players, and he's been invaluable to our program.
From a selfish standpoint, when he was still in the Marine Corps, he did have other responsibilities. He was still serving in the Marine Corps. Now he can focus fully on football. From a somewhat selfish standpoint, is that good for you, for the Navy football?
Well, we're really excited about that. He's had his first spring out recruiting. Really, I think this is the second one. He's done a really good job. He's got the state of Georgia. He's from there. He's done a really good job this year in recruiting. But it doesn't surprise you. You can see how many Marine Corps officers we have.
Right.
That's RB.
Right.
He's recruited all of them. So he's done a really good job in recruiting football players, student athletes, to be midshipmen. And so he's been invaluable in what he's meant to our program.
And he's adjusted well to being a coach?
Well, to me, that's been the easy part.
Okay.
That's been the easy part because he knows the game. It's not like you have to tell him things. And he's a humble guy, so he's come to learn. When he was in the outside linebacker room, he saw the things from a different perspective, being that he played corner.
Right.
But like I said, this guy has been to Iraq.
Right.
This is football.
Right.
It's not that complicated.
On another note, understand that Preston Pehrson has left the program and moved on. Your thoughts? I know you had just promoted him. Are you a little disappointed because that, you just made a promotion and now the guy's leaving your program?
Well, to me, it shows how our recruiting program's doing. Coach Harbaugh, at the beginning of the year, recruits Sean McGee. He's at Michigan right now, and then now Major Applewhite comes after Preston. Major Applewhite's been at Alabama, Texas. He's a up-and-coming, star in our profession. People have noticed what we've been doing recruiting. We got a ton of commitments. and a large part to due to Preston. And the short time that he's been here, the 3 years, I think he's helped change our recruiting. So you're always disappointed for your program, but I'm happy for him
Right.
because this is how I look at it. For he and his family, you know what I mean? He's got to do what's best for he and his family. I don't hold anything against Preston. He's got to do what he feels best for his family, and we'll move on.
Right.
You know what I mean? We'll move on. We'll find. We've actually promoted Omar to that position, and then we'll see what we do at the open spot. But I'm happy for Preston. He deserves it. He's done a really good job. You know, obviously we're going to miss him being here. He did such a good job, but I'm happy for him.
But you have suddenly lost a lot of experience in a short period of time in that department.
Yeah, but it's the same thing when McGee left. You know what I
Right.
mean? Oh, what are we going to do? You know what I mean? It just, you know, and talking to people, you know, the program's going to fall, and, you know, just nobody's irreplaceable. Me, nobody, just, you know, the program is in firm foundation.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you just keep moving on. So it's unfortunate, the timing of it, but I don't hold anything against Preston. You know, Preston didn't look for the job. They came after him.
Right.
So it is what it is.
Okay. I think.
Really, Coach Green, just from, I remember when I was at Naps, you know, he came up for his visit, and just the way he carries himself just in his day-to-day, he's always, you know, taking it to the next level. He's never just coming to work just to clock in and clock out. And I saw that, and I picked up on that. And when I came to the academy, you know, he's a guy that's, you know, always had my back and always somebody I can look up to and somebody for mentorship. And, you know, really if there's anything that I need, I know I can just pick up the phone and call him. And that's really like a special thing to have. And I just, you know, would hope that like everybody could have somebody like Coach Green.
Going to that retirement ceremony must have been pretty cool for you because you have yet to even enter the service at full bore.
Oh, yeah.
And you were able to look ahead 20 years and see some of that. That must have been kind of eye-opening for you.
Oh, yeah. It was a little overwhelming just seeing all the people that came and all the people that he's impacted their lives, and just to see like how much he's done outside of just like the Navy football team, you know, out in the fleet and out in the Marine Corps, just all the people that he's touched. And that's just like something that I look up to, and that's something that I would be blessed enough if I'm, you know, I could be like him in my career, then that'd be great.
I got the word about Preston. I know that it's been a real neat experience for you as a father to have him on the staff working with him. I know you love having your granddaughter around, and now he's going to go far away. It's got to be a little bit bittersweet.
Yeah, it is. It was great having him here, and you know, Kenny was great to hire him. He got really good experience here, and he's done actually a really good job. It's good you're asking me this question and not my wife. she's struggling with that
She's
grandchild.
heartbroken.
Yeah, he could go, but if you leave the grandchild, so it was awesome having him here, and you know, I think it's a good move for his career, and you know, lost my golf buddy, so I'm gonna have to find somebody else to golf with. But it was awesome having him here for the time he was here.
Are you proud of him that he's done so well, that he's got a major program coming after him this way?
Yeah, I'm really proud of him because he pretty much did this on his hard work. You know, I mean, nobody from here called. You know, they called him. I mean, it was kind of out of the blue that, you know, how they found out about him or knew about him, I don't know. But yeah, you know, they called him, and then he did the interview, and I think he did real well. So he did this on his own. So. You know, maybe I don't have to go to the convention this year.
All right. Well, I just wanted to ask you about your retirement. I mean, I know that when you first got hired as coach, you continued in the Marine Corps. What prompted you to retire at this point?
Well, I always, let me take a step back. I never thought I'd get to 20 years in the Marine Corps, period. All right. And then to get to 20 years while I'm at the Naval Academy, it was truly a dream come true. Coach Niumatalolo gave me the opportunity to be a coach for 2 years, and I did that for 2 years and fell in love with coaching. And it was an easy transition for me leaving the Marine Corps, because the Marine Corps is all about relationships and great people to work with, and they get to come home to the Naval Academy and work with great people again at the start of their careers. It's just an awesome opportunity, so I couldn't pass up the opportunity to stay here at home.
The retirement ceremony, I saw some of the video, it looked really cool. Tell me what that was like for you. You had a lot of people there that had meant a lot to you, people that you've come across in your career, obviously your family first and foremost, but tell me your emotions that day.
My emotions were all over the place, and people say it's bittersweet, like, you know, I'm leaving the Marine Corps, but I have this fantastic opportunity ahead of me at the Naval Academy with all my family there. I had over 70 family members there. I had my first set of Marines that I ever worked with were there. And then I had the last set of Marines I were there, and then everybody in the middle. It was like a big family reunion the whole weekend, because those guys came in on a Thursday and then they leave to Sunday.
Right.
And so it was just a magnificent. I felt like I was on king of the world, to be honest with you. And I really would love to have stayed in Atkinson Tower for another 48 hours to take it all in. But we have to leave it and have to get back to winning football games. So I can't put into words how awesome that feeling was on Friday night.
So obviously, coaches talked about a big reason why I hired you was the mentorship aspect, that you're a leader of men. A lot of that had to do with having that uniform on. You commanded certain respect by putting that uniform on and having the stripes and honors that you do. Now you won't have that uniform anymore. Do you feel you can still get across to these young midshipmen in the same manner?
Oh yeah, Marines, midshipmen alike. The uniform is for proper salutes and all that kind of good stuff. But the man inside of the uniform is what they respect, and they know if you're a fake or you're a phony right off the bat.
Whether you're wearing a uniform
whether you're wearing
or not.
a uniform or not. The uniform is for courtesies, customs and courtesies, and that's about it. Outside of that, they respect the man in it more than they respect the uniform itself. And I want to still hold them to the same standard that I do now. I won't let off of them because they understand that I loved them when I was in uniform, and I love them afterwards, and nothing changes for me as far as the support. If any of those guys call me up for anything. The brotherhood is strong, and I aim to make sure that it stays that way.
In terms of your development as a coach, I think we stood on this field this time 2 years ago, and you said, I'm a rookie, I'm learning, I'm raw. Now you've had some experience. You had a full season under your belt. Tell me how far you've come as a coach.
I definitely feel more comfortable with the coaching job, but the more I get into it, the more I find out, all right, I still don't know as much as I would like to. And coaching, as I'm learning, is constantly evolving. And so I'm falling in love with the process of being a better coach. I'm with the cornerbacks now, which is where I started, which I am so happy about that the coach gave me the opportunity to actually coach cornerbacks. And so I feel really good at my starting point, but I'm not anywhere satisfied with my progress. And I want to continue to evolve and develop and work with these fine coaches here, and they're going to take me in and keep working with me, and I hope to get better along the way.